Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm really excited to film today's video, which is a hair tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I style my hair. So before I even started YouTube, I did get a few requests to do like a hair tutorial and kind of do either a blog post or a Snapchat video or something about how I style my hair and what I use to get kind of big curls or more like a wave. And I got a lot more requests for a tutorial after my very first YouTube, which was my Chanel unboxing. So yeah, I had got back to everyone and I said I was definitely going to do a hair tutorial. So the curler I use to style my hair is a little bit different, and anyone who did ask me what I use, I told them what tool I was using, but I was kind of really conscious of telling people that I use this without showing them how to use it or explaining that it is hard to use. So that's why I really wanted to do a video and show people how I use it, because I didn't want anyone going out and buying it and then finding it really hard to use, because I found it so hard to use at the start. And I think I had it for about 6 months before I actually started using it, and now I love it. So yeah, I really wanted to do like a full video and show you guys how to use it and how to get kind of like the best or full effect from it. So the first step in my hair care routine is after I wash it, I will towel dry it, and then I will comb it through and then towel dry it again to get like all the wetness out that I can before I put product in, because otherwise you're just diluting your product. And if your hair is still dripping, you'll need to kind of like dry it with the towel again, and you're kind of just wasting product. So I always make sure that it's towel dried really well and combed through before I use any product. So these are the two products that I swear by to use in wet hair before I style it, and definitely before I blow dry it. I will always make sure to put product in. So I'll talk through both of these, but I wouldn't really recommend getting both because they're a little bit pricey and they kind of do the same thing, but I've used them both and I love them both, that I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to discuss. So the first one is Unique One by Revlon, which is kind of like a cult product. I don't know who first recommended this to me. I think I've been using it like maybe 4 years, so it's been a while. So Unique One is a like all-in-one cult product. So it's called like a 10 real benefits all-in-one product because it kind of does everything. So it's like a leave-in conditioner. It's great for like dry or damaged hair. It's great to before you style your hair. It's meant to kind of like keep it in place. It's a heat protector, which is so important. It adds moisture, it detangles, it kind of just does everything, but it's really, really good, and I think it's around 15 euros, so it's not that expensive. And the other product I picked up, which I also love, is by Bumble and Bumble. Bumble and Bumble make amazing hair products. They're really good, but they're a little bit pricey. I think this one is 35, but it's a relatively kind of big bottle because you don't use that much. But this is a heat and UV primer. So this is called the Invisible Oil Heat UV Protective Primer. So it's kind of like a primer for your hair. It protects against UV and heat, which is really good. Yeah, it just kind of does a bit of everything. It prevents against breakage and obviously the heat from styling, and it also kind of like smooths out your hair. So yeah, I love this product as well, but I kind of feel like both of these kind of do the same thing. They're both really good, but this one's a bit cheaper. But yeah, I just love them both. So the next step in my hair routine is a hairdryer, and the hairdryer I've been using for the last while is this one here, and it's called the Lanai Blow. And it's a little bit pricey, so it's around 99 euro because it's like a salon professional hairdryer. But to be honest, I would have never thought of spending like a lot on a hairdryer. I always thought a hairdryer is a hairdryer and it's how you use it. Like I said, I never really thought a good hairdryer was a crucial step, but I just feel like my hair is so different since I started using this. My hair is quite frizzy and dry because it has a little bit of a kink and a curl. So whenever I blow dry my hair, it'd be so fuzzy afterwards, whereas when I blow dry it with this, it's so smooth. So once my hair is fully dry, I tend to use a hair oil and then I brush that through. So the one I'm using at the moment is this one here, and it's the Aussie 3 Miracle Oil. It's called the 3 Miracle Oil Reconstructor. So it's just, I find it really good for my hair. It smooths it out. You only need a tiny bit, and it's not that expensive, and it's a big bottle for oil. But I would recommend, if you do try this, only use a little bit, and I kind of tend to do it from about here down. I don't put it near my roots. When I kind of have it all in my hair, I might kind of like go like this to near enough the top, but you need to kind of be careful when you're using oils and putting them near your roots because you don't want to make your hair greasy. But yeah, I really do like this. It's really lightweight. It doesn't make your hair at all greasy if you only use like the recommended amount. But yeah, it's just really good, and it makes my hair very shiny, which I love. So finally, moving on to what I use to curl my hair, and what I've been using for the last while is this product here, which is the Glamorizer. So the Glamorizer is an oval barrel wand, and what that means is the barrel on it here isn't round like most curling tongs, but it's oval, and it's that shape to give you kind of like a wave rather than a curl. So you get kind of like a big wave with it rather than getting like kind of tight curls. So that's what I've been using for the last while. I've had so many people ask me how I kind of get that wave, and this is how. And I actually got, I think it's around €70, and I got it in Debenhams for like €35. It was half price at the time. So I will try and find it like sale link for you guys, to link it below. And if not, I'll just link where to get it, but maybe even like hold out and see does it go on sale, because it was definitely half price when I got it, which is really good for a styling product. So when I first got this, I just found it really tricky to use for some reason, and I just found it wasn't really suiting me, and I didn't use it for a few months, and then I started using it again, and once I kind of practiced for a while and figured out how to use it properly, I loved it. So I'm going to show you guys how I use it. So the first thing I do is section off my hair. So I just taken like a front section there, and I will kind of usually start around my cheekbone, or just under my cheekbone, so around there, and then I'm just going to place the barrel there and then wrap the hair around, and then I'm just going to hold it there, and I'm kind of going to hold it up like away from my face, and I'm just holding the very tip. Now you do get gloves with this, and I would recommend using the gloves until you're used to it, because it's very hot. And then right when I'm ready to let go, I'll just kind of bring it down and then really gently let go of it. So there it looks. I know it looks a little funny at first, but I'm going to not touch it until it cools, because that's the best way to get like a lasting curl. So as soon as I curl it, I will just leave it, and I will pull that out afterwards. So because there's like a little bit of a kink here, which kind of does happen, and I tend to just go over it a bit like this, so I'm just smoothing out that little bit of a line and kind of bringing the curl down a little bit further. And that's the best thing with this as well, you can kind of like smooth out any curl that has gone a little bit awry. So I tend to kind of smooth out, if there's any lines there, I just tend to like loosely hold the curl and go over it like that. So it's very messy and it's all over the place now, but that's how it always looked at the start. So the next thing to do is to brush out the curls. And there are two ways of like brushing out curls. So if you have your hair curled like this and just run a brush through it, you will get a very wavy, like almost straight but a bit of a wave. Whereas if you want to keep the curl but smooth it, I would recommend taking the curl, so the way you've curled it, just like this, and then getting a round barrel brush. I usually use one with bristles, but I can't find that at the moment, so I'm just using this one, but I do prefer the bristles. And just kind of brushing through the curl. So you brush through one curl at a time, and that way you keep more of a curl, but you're still smoothing it and brushing it out. Whereas if you just got a normal brush and brushed through it, it could look really nice as well. And I sometimes do that if I want just a little bit of a wave, but for now I want to keep the curl and just kind of smooth it over. So I'm going to brush kind of curl by curl and then mix it up a little with my fingers. So I'll show you how I do that. So I'm going to use the brush to brush out the curl in the same direction as the curl. So this curl I curled away from my face, and I'm going to brush it the same way. So there you have it. That's how I style my hair when I want like more of a boho wave than a curl. I do think that the oval barrel is the best way to get a wave or like boho curl. So as I said, I had it on the second highest setting. So if I had put it to the highest setting, if I had held it a little bit longer, and if I had set it with a bit of hairspray before brushing it out, I would have more of a curl and more of a kind of wave. And it'd be like a little bit tighter than it is now, because I know for some people this isn't as curly as they'd like it, whereas this is how I like it. But yeah, if you did those little steps, it would be a bit curlier as well. I do feel like having it at the highest setting though, you definitely need the heat protection spray, so don't forget that if you are putting it up to 220, which is the highest, because that is quite hot and it's a lot of heat to put on your hair. But I think the 180 setting is perfect for me anyways. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did enjoy it, I would love if you could hit like below, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe because I have lots more to come. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.